Happening Out Television Network is the digital television sponsor of some of the most important LGBTQ charities and events in America. Tonight, we bring your attention to the OUTshine LGBTQ Film Festival, Fort Lauderdale Virtual Edition. It's happening December 3rd to the 6th. Watch this.
This December, OUTshine Film Festival's Fort Lauderdale Virtual Edition, featuring queer films from all over the world. Presenting 18 feature films and 3 short programs, plus a drive-in movie night at Pier 66. Watch the best LGBTQ plus films from home.
We'll talk over it in case there is.
Tickets are on sale now. Check out the program at outshinefilm.com.
In the coming weeks, we are going to give you details of one of the most important film festivals, LGBTQ film festivals in the world, which will showcase 21 world-class films from 11 countries, with several making their U.S. debuts. Along with Queer News Tonight, the festival is presented by Gilead Sciences and Broward County. And tonight we are happy to welcome the director and writer of the 10th anniversary film, Bear City. Set in a New York gay bear scene and taking a cue from the popular HBO franchise Sex in the City, Bear City follows a tight-knit pack of friends experiencing comical mishaps, emotionally sweet yet lusty romantic encounters. Bears are always fun, they're always fun, and a cast of colorful, diverse characters as they gear up for the big party weekend. Please welcome to Queer News Tonight's director and writer, Doug Langway. Good evening, Doug.
How you guys doing?
Great. Now, Doug, you're in social isolation. I understand you haven't come out of your bear cave in like 14 months. So why did you have your mask on?
Well, just to be responsible, we do want to make sure. And after all those numbers you said, the bear community's hit pretty hard with it because we're all diabetic and fat. So it's like, we got to watch ourselves. Mask on, I'm wearing.
Doug, you're not. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm actually outside, but you can't tell because it's all gone. I was saying that I made this film to represent the bigger, hairier human being, the art form that I love, the beauty of a big man. I want to share that with the world. Much like Etta wanted to share 10 inches of rainwater in my living room. So that's why I'm now out here and not in there.
Yeah. And now where are you tonight? You're outside, but where?
I'm literally outside my house. We literally had to gut the entire house as a Floridian.
Yeah. I wasn't quite as interested in your house as in what city you are broadcasting from right now.
Wilton Manors.
You were in Wilton Manors. Oh, okay. And so you're literally right down the street from us. So we see, America, we are practicing our social isolation because we literally could be sitting across from each other right now, but we would rather use digital technology. Doug, I have to ask you about the movie. I saw the movie when it first debuted in 1876.
What?
And
what?
And you look exactly the same, as hairy as ever. And I think it is fantastic that one of the most important LGBT film festivals in the country does a nod to the history of a film that came out 10 years ago to bring new attention. Because the vast majority of our Gen Z millennials have no idea what this film is about. So tell us a little bit about the film itself and why it's still relevant and exciting to see to a whole new young cub generation.
Yes, exactly. Well, I think that I made the movie basically about me, like 300 pounds lighter. But when you're a kid, 17, and you realize everyone's liking a certain type of guy in a Brad Pitt, and I'm like, why am I digging Santa Claus? What's going on here? Why am I liking the bigger, older dudes? And a lot of people grapple with that, and they're like, well, now I'm gay. I've actually come out of the closet twice. So I think that that's always an experience. First you have to say you're gay, and then you have to say you like big, fat, hairy dudes. So I feel like that's always going to be relevant for these people. But at the time, there weren't a lot of images of bears, and there was no American film made, and I was like, it was relevant, as relevant then as it is now. for our exposure. And I ended up making 2 more movies after that, and also premiering at the festival, Bear City 2 and 3, which 3 was in 2016. So there's a trilogy of films that they can get behind and watch. And,
Doug, I want to ask, in addition to the relevance for a new audience that is not familiar with what you did starting 10 years ago, over the course of the 10 years when you debuted the film in 2010, has the bear community gotten tighter, better, more accepted? What's happened over the last 10 years? What are the differences, positive or negative, today versus 2010 when you first did this?
Are they hairier?
Are they hairier? Yeah, well, Doug is definitely hairier.
Definitely hairier. So they, well, I would say that it definitely blew up, and myself, as well as a lot of other people, magazines, and there's a Bears Life magazine, all these things came out to expose us. And then there were people and actors on shows that would throw nods to it. And then it kind of blew up. And you started seeing more people with hair on their face, more muscle bears, more people that were riding the fine line of it being size acceptance and body positive, and then also just being really ripped with big hairiness and machismo-ness of the bear community.
Are these changes good or not good?
Yes, I think they're good. I think it was good to have the exposure, because then it challenged us to say, to redefine what is a bear, what is a cub, what is a polar bear. Who are we? And the concept that the baseline was acceptance, because that's what we didn't have in the beginning. We'd be the guy in the corner of the white party wearing black, so slimming, so it was better to be able to have a place to go, and that was sort of the idea of the Bears. But you still definitely have a lot of pride in what you look like, and they do have a lot of pride in that, as well as how they behave. But it was most important to be able to have a safe space to celebrate an alternative form of beauty.
Doug, I would imagine that you've participated in many LGBTQ film festivals over the last decade. I'm curious, you're lucky in your backyard, OUTshine Film Festival being one of the best in the country, really in the world, one of the best. What's it like to participate in a digital fashion and participate in a film festival that's really very different than what you have done in the last 10 years?
I think it's actually really cutting edge what they're doing. I saw what they did with Miami, and I was really excited. And Joe called and said, I'd really like to present your film because of its relevance, especially down here, especially with the other 2 movies. But I have not done this yet. So this is all sort of new to me. We're doing a Zoom event on Saturday the 7th at 5 o'clock with all the actors, James Martinez from Love, Simon, and all the actors are going to be there. Steve Garino, Ken, they're all going to be there for the first time, kind of on a Zoom event, just yapping about the movie and probably oversharing. Just don't believe a word. But, it should be a fun event.
I think it is so interesting to me, and I thought about this in the Miami Festival. We were digital television sponsor in August for OUTshine's Miami version of the first ever digital LGBT festival for them. I think it's interesting that if you were doing a screening of Bear City in 2010, and it's warmly received, and there's 300 people in the audience. And now in a digital LGBTQ film festival that is promoted everywhere, there can be dramatically more people that are affected, watch it, get to interact in it, get to engage with people like you. I'm not exactly sure why people would want to interact with you, but let's assume for a second that's a good thing. They get so much more depth in terms of having you be able to reach out to them and participate. I think the digital platform, of course, COVID is the year, we didn't expect it, but there are so many positive things that have come from it for LGBT film and like your platform. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think a big part of that too is trying to reach, like with film festivals, trying to reach in places where I know the Bears exist that can't really say it. In the Middle East, and we get a lot of stuff like that, and people that are borderline suicidal because they can't. And I've gotten a lot of suicide letters that were, "Hey, I saw your movie. I stole it on the internet, whatever," and I was able to see it, and it really saved my life because I really thought I was the only person in the world that liked guys like this. So to be able to reach those people in a digital realm with a prestigious film festival like this and have people be able to see it all over the world is important because I know that will save lives. I know that will save someone. And it makes me very happy to have done that.
Yeah. Well, Doug, we are just thrilled that you're with us at Q News tonight. A big supporter. I'm a big supporter in the bear community. I've lost 300 pounds. And have been to Sawmill many times. You've probably been to Sawmill many.
I want to see the before pictures.
Yeah, it's
Wait
true.
a minute. Wait a minute.
Stop flirting with me, Doug. Stop flirting with me. I don't have enough hair. No. America, we encourage you, of course, South Florida and Florida. The OUTshine Film Festival is getting ready to start. 21 films, many complete premieres in the United States. Doug's film and films, 3 films, are not premieres, but they might as well be because many did not know of Bear City in 2010 in the community. Yeah. So it works like fresh content all over again to introduce. And that's the value of this amazing film festival. It's going to take place December 3rd to 6th. Any final words, Doug, that you would like to say before I let you go?
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the forum and you guys. And you guys are good to listen to, especially her.
Yeah. Right.
And I really appreciate the time and I really appreciate the festival. And, being a Floridian, I really say pay your flood insurance. Seriously.
That's that's absolutely true. The OUTshine Film Festival, it's getting ready to start wherever you are. I completely agree with Doug. If you're sitting in places like Lakeland or Apopka, Florida, you might not feel as comfortable as Doug does sitting on Wilton Drive. So this is a perfect way for you to be introduced to the bear community. LGBTQ film is going to introduce you to so many different ideas. Tune in December 3rd through 6th, and you get all of this fantastic content in Q&As and panels where you get to meet the directors and the writers like Doug Langway for Bear City. Doug, thank you for being with Q News tonight.
Thank you guys so much. Check out bearcity.com.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Q News tonight in our next segment is proud to be hosting our weekly LGBTQ Money Talks. Now, how cool is it that we moved from Bear City in 2010 in a film festival to telling you what you should be thinking about on your LGBTQ money? That's Queer News tonight.
Woof.